As we saw in the first tractate, the accoutrements gathered around the couplement of soul and body prevent soul from ascending upward to noetic mind. In effect, these accoutrements represent our conditioned attachments to particular aspects of our lives in the material world. These attachments distort our sense of reality, and it is in this way that we lose sight of the ontological priorities which properly order our lives. Being so caught up in the particular, we are prevented from recognizing that which is universal. The first goal of the philosophical life, then, is to free oneself from this ontological fragmentation by reorientation of the soul upward in order to seek the good. How then may we cleanse ourselves from these accoutrements and properly calibrate the soul's desire for the good? It is virtue which purifies the individual soul, enabling it to rise toward noetic mind, that divine being. Today we often associate the word virtue with pious puritanic or Victorian moral sentiment. Originally the word did indeed possess ethical connotations. Plotinus' word in the Greek is arete, literally meaning excellence, a moral excellence based upon one's own integrity and inner strength. Virtue participates in noetic mind. In this way, virtue functions like a ladder released from above, so to speak, with which we may return to noetic mind, climbing upwards to it. As a means to attain ethical integrity, virtue is a reflection of noetic mind. Virtue is a reflection of noetic mind, namely wisdom, Sophia, which is in turn a reflection of the absolute ontological integrity of the One. Virtue thus has its immediate source in noetic mind by this quality of likeness. Plotinus makes a distinction, however, between civic virtues, those pertaining externally to the community, and the purifying virtues, those pertaining internally to the ascent of the soul. Plotinus does not deny the value of the civic virtues such as justice, courage, and moderation. Plotinus writes, "The civic virtues are a principle of order and beauty in us as long as we remain passing our life here. They ennoble us by setting bound and measure to our desires and to our entire sensibility, and dispelling false judgment. They carry a trace of that highest good in the supreme." The reason Plotinus makes this distinction between the civic and purifying virtues is to point out the higher ontological role the purifying virtues possess within the individual soul. Civic virtues lead up toward the purifying virtues. The purifying virtues pertain to the soul, aiding in the ascent toward noetic mind. However, the exercise of the purifying virtues alone is not sufficient. The greater a sense of balance is established within the soul, the more the soul becomes capable of properly orienting itself upward toward noetic mind. Now the soul is better prepared to engage in an intellective process called dialectic.